His political activities started with the foundation of the German Student Party in 1967, in reaction to the killing of a student by a police agent in a demonstration. He also founded in 1971 the Organization for Direct Democracy Through Referendum, which demanded a more effective democracy. In 1980, he took part in the foundation of the German Green Party and was the candidate for the European Parliament. The ideology of this party is defined by social justice, ecological wisdom, grassroots democracy, and non-violence. Currently, this party is part of the ecological coalition Alliance 90, the Greens, and has representation in the German federal parliament.
Joseph Beuys was not only a political activist and an artist, but also a professor at the Kunstakademie Düsseldorf, where he shared his views and experience with his students. He started working there in 1963 when he was already a well-known public figure all around the world. One of his goals while working with youngsters was to share his beliefs. He was confident that art plays a huge role in politics and activism, provoking actions for a change. So he was involving and encouraging his students to participate in various events with him, have a strong political opinion, and take steps towards something greater. He faced the unfairness of the educational system once he protested the limited admission policy, which he thought was undemocratic. As a result, he deliberately over-enrolled his classes. In combination with numerous complaints concerning his other provocations from his colleagues, this event led to the dismissal of Beuys in 1972 when he was forced out of the Kunstakademie building after organizing and performing a sit-in with his students. Onto the screen-printed photograph of the incident, Beuys inscribed in ink the phrase, "Demokratie ist lustig, democracy is merry," using the institutional suppression of political dissent as the subject matter of a new artwork. Artist ideas are tightly connected with Nussbaum's understanding of the education in the era of globalization.
Joseph Beuys attempted to be a global citizen through his many public art projects. These varied from sculpting to public art. One of the many projects Joseph Beuys undertook in his life was one where he desired to plant 7,000 oaks in Kassel, Germany. His hope was to spread awareness about taking care of the environment and to then promote education on the same subject. This project was undertook not only to have a small impact in that community, but to then start something larger. Beuys hoped that the next generation and then future generations would take up the mantle of the project. It was also Beuys' hopes that would inspire others to join in his project around the world. It was as if he was starting a mini revolution. Not only did this project foresee a problem growing in the world and aim to draw attention to it, but it also promoted ideas of global education for further generations to prepare.
In 1974, Joseph Beuys visited the United States of America for the first time to perform I Like America and America Likes Me. When he arrived in New York, he was wrapped in felt and driven to a gallery in Soho. There he spent 3 days in a room with a live coyote, developing a relationship with the animal. Beuys considered this project as one of his social sculptures. He intended to heal the Western mind with this project. The coyote was one of the most important symbols in Native American mythology, yet Europeans thought the coyote was a pest and should be eradicated. Beuys highlights the racial and economic issues of American thought in his piece, I Like America and America Likes Me. The coyote also represents America's wild spirit and the potential for the country to change. After listening, talking, and living with the coyote for 3 days, the relationship between Joseph Beuys and the coyote became friendly. Beuys hoped that American elites would listen and talk with America's minorities in order to create a greater equality and justice in the country. Joseph Beuys is an exemplary global citizen because his work has influenced people to be more accepting and to take actions themselves against injustices seen within one's community and outside of it. Joseph Beuys traveled outside of his community to fight injustice. He believes that everyone is an artist and that everyone shares a responsibility to uphold democratic norms and social justice.
In 1982, Beuys wrote and recorded a song called Sunny statt Regen, or Sunshine Instead of Rain in English. Beuys changed the German spelling of rain to match the last name of the American president at the time, Ronald Reagan. The song is used as a platform to critique American politics. Beuys goes after Reagan's arms policies by using lyrics such as "Whether west, whether east, let the missiles rust," or "The jig is up, take your missiles back home with you." The song, while being lighthearted and goofy, actually explores quite serious political topics and demonstrates a platform for combating the flawed American government, and while doing so, Beuys asks for peace. Through this song, Beuys gained a considerable following and inspired people to join the peace movement and protest the war.
From the land that creates fake news, all we want is to uncover truth about the climate that is changing and the fires that are raging. We really don't believe in silence because we know about the migrants. We need investigative journalism so that corrupt politicians can go to prison. Without reliable news, we will all have the blues.
Ohne Rüstung leben, ob West, ob Ost, auf Raketen muss Rost, wir wollen Sonne statt Regen. Ohne Rüstung leben, ob West, ob Ost, auf Raketen muss Rost.
Promoting hate and division, it is all that he does. Carving lines between people, bringing only chaos and destruction, with only dissension instead of compassion, producing hate instead of kindness. Leave it all behind.
Glitterfest, der Film ist aus, nimm die Raketen mit nach Haus, denn wir wollen Sonne statt Regen, ohne Rüstung leben, ob Ost, ob West, kalten Kriegern die Pest.
He quit the Paris Agreement, which was the least all the countries could do. Now all the next generations can only dream of the skies that are blue. We produce and produce and produce all the garbage without a thought. And Trump just made it way tighter around our necks, the horrible knot.
Wohnt nie und den wahren Frieden wird's erst geben, wenn alle Menschen ohne Waffen leben.
Men and women are shot dead for the color of their skin, wronged by a justice system you allow. Those born to the wrong vessel, you meet with hate for changing their body to match their soul. Strong women with the world in their hands are told to put it down. The men will help you. Your followers spit hate in the streets, and yet you say you are making America great.
Ob West,